Hey guys, Jarek here, and Komodo's back, and hey, we're going to be making episode 2 of the best Halo 4 Forge maps. The first one got about 1,500 views within about 2 days. That's pretty decent, nothing in comparison to my Airsoft account, but it's enough to basically warrant me making more of them. I enjoy doing them, but if I wasn't going to get any views, I wasn't going to go through the effort of making more of them. So if you want to see more, again, spread these around. Actually get this series out. And I'm going to be doing a full playlist and actually making more of these. So let's look at the maps. This one is called Battle on the Blue. It's pretty interesting, very short. Basically, you're just racing on battleships. There's a few explosions that drop here and there. But yeah, questions. Let's go ahead and look at the questions. Actually, first, because I know a lot of these questions are going to basically be overlapping and all talking about E3 and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the stuff that's happening at E3. So both Microsoft and Sony have had their press conferences at this point. Microsoft has, for the last few weeks, has been kind of dropping the ball, to be completely honest, and I think everyone can pretty much agree there. Sony, on the other hand, isn't doing too bad. They've continued to impress me. They've done one thing that kind of disappointed me, but other than that, it's all positive, I can say.
Actually, I'm curious as to what this thing that disappointed you was.
Let's talk about the good things first, instead of making it seem like Sony's terrible. Because, you know, let's make it seem like Microsoft's terrible instead. That's what people are going to take out of this. So, Microsoft, their Xbox One is going to cost $500 on launch. That's a pretty steep price for a console. It's not, you know, $599 like the PS3 was, but to be fair, the PS3 was sort of it was a Blu-ray player. You had a video game console and a Blu-ray player in one thing. So, you know, if you look at it, a lot of Blu-ray players were more expensive than the PS3 when the PS3 came out. So it makes sense. It's not really justified, but it made sense as to why it cost so much. Anyway, point being, the Xbox One's going to cost $500. That's a lot of money to drop on a console. And my whole opinion about that is, why the hell would I spend $500 if I could spend $500 on building a mid-range PC that could play every game possible? Just, there's no point to it.
Exclusives is pretty much what it boils down to, honestly.
That's how I've always seen consoles, though. Consoles are... It's funny I'm saying that because I'm playing Halo 4 right now. Consoles are... they hold exclusives hostage for me. And that's it. And I have to get the console to play the exclusives I want to play. And that's the sole reason I get them. Every single time. It's always the same story, and then I always end up getting them. So I probably shouldn't be complaining because the same thing's going to happen. But, you know, I'm not really impressed with the Xbox One. They haven't really shown exclusives that really interest me. And both Microsoft and Sony, Microsoft more of, but both these companies are guilty of doing this. They are actually paying companies at E3 to not mention other people's, either their consoles or PC in general. They're saying this game will come out on the PS4, or this game will come out on the Xbox One, and they're simply not saying anything about PC. So unless you hear them specifically say, and I failed right here trying to stop and just fell off the cliff, it just loops there, so you're not missing anything. But unless the developers specifically say, this game is an exclusive to Xbox One, it's pretty safe to assume it's going to be on PS4 and PC as well. Both these companies are paying them off to do that. But yeah, that's the good news, or the bad news about Xbox One. It's expensive, and really none of the exclusives are seeming too interesting to me. I'm somewhat interested to see how the Halo franchise is going to turn out. I'm expecting Halo 5 to be more or less the same as Halo 4, but you know, there's always a variation of question when it comes to Halo. Because when Halo 4 was coming out, we didn't exactly know how that was going to be. I mean, when Halo 3 was coming out, we didn't know how that was going to be either, because Halo 3 was quite a bit different from Halo 2, and Halo 4 is different from Halo 3. So, you know, I'm curious more than anything else, but really there's no exclusives on Xbox One to warrant me dropping $500 on the thing. So I could care less. Also, this loop doesn't always work.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can say, I gotta talk about this map a little bit. So this map isn't necessarily a very, very smooth race course or anything, but I'm adding it in here because it's pretty interesting in the way it works. So you have this race course out and about, and the whole goal of this race course is to get inside that box up there. You have to go through the whole thing and get inside here. Once you get inside of here, there is a Banshee. And here's the catch. This is supposed to be a team-based thing. You have one team trying to drive the race course, the other team is sitting on a platform I'm going to fly over, and all of them have rocket launchers. So basically you have one team trying to fuck your shit up and the other team just trying to get to the end goal. And then once you do get to the end goal, you can get to a Banshee and fuck their shit up instead.
I like this idea a lot.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've seen similar things, but I always like it when people manage to do this. So if you get a party going along, you can do stuff like this. That's pretty cool. And this is where all the rockets are. There's also an extra catch where you kind of see that extra road and platform. It starts over there. That's the very beginning, and it goes all the way around. Pretty simple when it comes to the race course. It will stop right there, and I'll look at it a little bit more. You can actually take a shortcut, get out of your vehicle. Actually, I'm not entirely sure if you need to get out of your vehicle, but you do have to. It's easier to go this way, and it's much shorter. But the catch to that is that going down that path right to the left that I'm looking at is a hell of a lot closer to the people that have rocket launchers. There is a teleporter once you get to the bottom that will teleport you over to the Banshee. So it's faster to get there, but there's also a bigger risk. And realistically, unless they completely ignore you or don't notice you, you're probably not going to get there. Like, you're pretty much going to have to drive a vehicle. You can also drive the Warthog. That works pretty well. Part of me questioned why you'd want to, because, it's bigger, it's more cumbersome, it's going to be easier to shoot, but at the same time, you should be able to shoot rockets down if you have a friend in the gunner seat. I'm pretty sure Halo is that into detail where you should be able to do that. I mean, if you can deflect rockets with a hammer or anything, you should be able to shoot them down.
Wait, you can deflect rockets with hammers? What?
You've been able to do that since Halo 3.
I obviously have not been paying attention.
Yeah, there's always a bunch of really, really minor details. So, you could have help from a friend, but there's only one Banshee at the end. Maybe he'll just sit there and wait for the next one to spawn. Yeah, it's a cool map overall. I definitely like this idea, and I approve of it, so that's why I'm showing it off. This loop, it does work better than this. I don't think I showed it off very well. It just didn't work both times for me, and I ended up falling out, and I just kind of forged out and went, whatever, fuck this. Kind of cheated a little bit.
Well done.
Yeah, whatever, close enough.
But, back to E3?
Yeah, E3, so, like I said, there's nothing that warrants spending $500 on an Xbox One. And I probably won't buy an Xbox One until 2 more years down the line when they have more exclusives and more reason to buy them. As far as I know, Xbox Live is still the same. You still need to pay $60 a year. I heard rumors, I can't confirm this, I heard rumors that prices of games are going to go up to 60 now instead of, or going to go up to 90 instead of 60. That might just be a rumor. I heard someone say that. It's not a credible source, so ignore, if I'm wrong, go ahead and ignore that. But I would believe it. Because every single year it always goes up. Every new console generation, the price always goes up. And really the only thing that is almost entirely safe from that is the PC platform, because brand new games are still normally $50 with the exception of stuff like Call of Duty. But yeah, Sony. Let's go ahead and talk about what Sony's doing. Their PS4, it's not going to cost $500, it's going to cost $400, a more reasonable price. Keep in mind, hardware-wise, both of these are virtually the same thing. PS4 has a little bit of an edge, it has a little bit better RAM. Other than that, it's almost the same thing. So basically you're spending $100 less to get the same damn thing. And from what I've seen, there's more developer backup, they have more games, more exclusives, which is a complete twist from the original 360 and PS3 launch.
I've actually also heard that Sony's going to be having a lot more support for indie developers.
There's a ton of support for indie developers. And like I said before, it's become incredibly apparent that Sony isn't really trying to advertise to the same people that Microsoft are. Microsoft is trying to become this broad company that wants to be in everyone's living room. And they want to take over kind of Nintendo's spot for being like the casual console that they go to, but they also kind of want to try to advertise to the hardcore gamers too. They want to advertise to everyone. And you really can't do that. There's no way to successfully do this. And as you can see, it's failing pretty hard. And Sony's not going the same route. They want to advertise to the hardcore gamers. It seems like they're trying to compete more with Steam than anything else. And honestly, I don't think it's actually that they're trying to compete with Steam. I think it's just that they're working a little bit closer with Valve, because they have for years now. And they're trying to adopt their sort of ways of doing things, because they've seen that, hey, Steam is successful. We want some of that. And it's working. And they definitely, like you said, they definitely have been working with indie developers a lot more. And indie developers have been saying that working on the PS4 has been not a painful experience. It's been very, very easy. You don't have to buy in or anything crazy like that. As soon as you get the development kit, you're free. You're free to do whatever you want. You're free to make it until it's ready to go live. So that's a dramatic twist from Xbox Live Arcade.
Holy crap.
Barrel roll, keep going, whatever, I'm good. But that's a huge twist from Xbox Live Arcade, because Xbox Live Arcade, you pretty much need a publisher to get there. And that's how they're turning it to the next, to Xbox One. That's how it's going to be. So yeah, it's really not looking good for Microsoft right now. And like I said, you're paying $100 less to get less games. That's the way I look at it right now. And really the only negative thing that Sony's doing, and it's kind of a disappointment. I'm honestly sort of surprised it didn't happen sooner. You're going to need PlayStation Plus to get online for multiplayer, kind of like Xbox Live. They said the price is going to be $5 a month, which you may go, oh, that doesn't sound too bad. It really doesn't sound unreasonable in any way whatsoever. You factor in 5 times 12, and that's $60 a year. So, you know, that's the end of the race, by the way. That's supposed to happen. So, you know, you're basically paying the same amount. Oh, and this one, I gotta talk about this real quick. There are 2 different types of races. In Halo 4, there is kind of an obstacle course type race, and then there's just a plain race to be competitive. This is more of the obstacle course type one, and the beginning is a fucking cunt.
How? That doesn't even work.
It's actually pretty difficult to walk across this because it wants to push you to the side and knock you off of it. And I found the best way to get across is to kind of walk diagonally. So yeah, this is more of an obstacle course one, and it's kind of interesting to look at. I entirely forgot what I was talking about. Alright, Xbox Live and PlayStation Plus. Now here's the thing though. I can justify paying for PlayStation Plus, even though they would be around the same price. Oh, and to be more specific, they have not said the specific amount you'd be paying for PlayStation Plus. They said that it's going to be no more than $5 a month. Whether that means it's going to be $4.99 a month, basically $5 a month, or, you know, $2 a month, we don't know. But you're definitely going to have to pay for it now to get online. Or at least for the major stuff, kind of like how Xbox Live Gold works.
Which, if PlayStation Plus, like we discussed earlier, if it works like it does now, I would be more than happy to pay that to not only get online, but to, you know, have all those games that they basically say, here, you can have these for being a PlayStation Plus member.
Yeah, like I said, I can justify paying for PlayStation Plus much more than I can justify paying for Xbox Live. Xbox Live is like this thing you have to buy that you already buy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, all these mines. The first time going through this race, I did that jump and I was going fine. Holy fuck, mines suddenly, and just mongoose straight into the mines. No way I was gonna win.
I like this already.
I learned through that by exploding, and then having to walk across that fucking beam in the Mantis again. But yes, PlayStation Plus is pretty good. They do give you numerous games for paying for PlayStation Plus. That's not going to change. It's still going to be the same service you get. And it's interesting to see how PlayStation Plus has really improved over the years. Because on the 360 and PS3 launch, Xbox Live was the clear winner. Like, it was very, very clearly better than PlayStation Plus. But looking at it now, no way. Like, there's no way it's even close. PlayStation Plus is simply the better thing to get for your money.
And really, that's kind of what it's what it's always boiled down to, you know, when it comes to consoles and whatnot, but it seems more important than ever now than it has before.
It seems like the most obvious thing to say. Sony's in it for gamers. Like, they legitimately want to make good games. Microsoft doesn't care. They just want money. And whether that means hiring good developers to make money for them, basically, or just screwing you over, it seems like they're going to do whatever the hell they want to. They've gone completely corporate instead of just trying to make stuff for things people enjoy. And this race course, going to talk about this real quick. This is a very, very short race course, but this is a twist like before, where there's going to be someone else trying to fuck you up. As you see, I have a hammer, and I have access to the outer sides of the map. There's kind of man cannons that are sort of weak, and see those fusion coils everywhere. So basically, you do everything to fuck the person up. So if you're on the opposite team, you want to try to mess this person up who's racing. And you can kind of mess with this in different ways. You can have one person trying to alter the race between two different people. Kind of a free-for-all type thing. It's a cool concept. You can kind of see it from above here. I just decided it was a cool idea, so I was going to go ahead and throw this in too.
It's interesting.
Quite a few games have come out, going back to E3. A few games have been announced. The first one I want to show, and this was announced forever ago. The first one I kind of want to... Oh, yeah. So you're looking at this and going, what the fuck is that? I don't know why this person put a random monster type thing at the beginning of this. This is actually just a running race course. There's no vehicles involved with this. This was actually made for the Rooster Teeth guys for Achievement Horse. I think you've seen a few of those videos before. Everyone has at this point.
Did you say Achievement Horse?
Yes.
I thought it was Achievement Hunter.
It's a series they do.
Oh, see, pardon me, I don't watch these things. Like, YouTube
you should
is a
totally
foreign
watch these
thing
things.
to me.
Apparently not, because you're on it.
Barely.
Anyway, so yeah, they kind of do a thing where they have a competition of different maps like this, and you know it's horse, but
Ooh.
hi mine. It's horse, but with
Oh.
stuff like this.
Wait, did you say horse?
Yes.
I didn't hear horse. I heard whores.
Okay then.
Now you can understand my what just happened.
So this is how you win. I survived. I don't know how the fuck I did that. And hey, look, it's the Tower of Pimps. You wouldn't know what that was if you don't watch Achievement Hunter, but if you do watch Achievement Hunter, you know what this is. And I lived. That shouldn't have happened, so I'm dead. And holy fuck, I went high.
Wow.
I don't know how I survived that. I really have no idea. I landed directly on a mine and just bounced right off.
Luck, I suppose?
Yeah, like I was saying about E3 though, I keep getting very, very distracted. A lot of games have been announced. Something I want to very vaguely cover over, because I do not have a popular opinion with this. Kingdom Hearts 3 has been announced, and people have been yelling at the internet since like the launch of PS3 to release Kingdom Hearts 3. They've really wanted this for a long time. Personally myself, I don't really care, nor am I interested. I never found Kingdom Hearts interesting to me, and people are going to yell at me for saying that, but they're a bunch of Disney characters running around fighting. I have no interest in that. If I want to play a hack and slash, I'm going to play a hack and slash I can take seriously, not Disney characters.
And I remember you mentioned Devil May Cry earlier, and I'm okay with that.
As long as it's Devil May Cry 1.
Yeah, as long as it's not DMC, because that game is literally FU the game.
And this map is FU the map, by the way. This is one of those fucking physics. Stop it. This is one of those courses made to fuck you over. It's made to trick you. Every single little tiny ramp is made for you to fall to your death. Like that one right there is very easy to fall through that crack. This one here, it looks like, oh, it's just a ramp. You keep going forward, right? No, if you keep going forward, you fall right through the hole. He intentionally made that curve around. This map is a gigantic asshole. There is... You found that way more funny than it should have been.
Yeah, probably.
And see, and right here, there's a bunch of walls that are designed to push you backward. So you'll fall off the cliff. There's a bunch of mines here, and not only is there mines, there's golf balls. So if you touch the golf ball, then it's gonna blow the mine up.
This is the greatest. I like it.
This guy is a evil bitch. I was gonna say evil mastermind, but that's too complimenting. The good thing about this map is that there's hangars. Oh, a nice job putting a mannequin in there to try to push me back into the mines. There's hangars throughout this map that kind of serve as checkpoints, so if you die after you reach them, you just spawn at these hangars instead, like right here is the checkpoint. And I did die after this, so, you know, go to the checkpoint. So it's all good. And right here is probably the most asshole thing you could probably do. So there's a teleporter to my left. Alright. I look to my right, there's a teleporter also across a jump. You can kind of see it over on that platform there. When you go to the left, it spawns you way in the air above nothing. You fall to your death. You keep going straight to that jump. It spawns you with a room with a rocket launcher and you can't get out, you have to kill yourself. This is the way you're supposed to go.
Wow.
Like, I'm going to figure that out. I actually had to forge ball around and be like, okay, where the fuck do I go? And then I kind of saw it below. I was like, oh, god damn it.
That is fantastic.
That's just ultimate troll level right there.
I like it. But yes, you were saying Kingdom Hearts 3.
I think I pretty much covered everything about Kingdom Hearts 3 I need to.
Okay.
Something else I'm going to say, they've officially made a trailer for Mirror's Edge 2.
Which I need to watch.
It's just a trailer. I don't really care about trailers. Trailers make me mad, to be honest. If you don't have any gameplay in your trailer, fuck off. It's fantastic you're announcing the game, but I want to see gameplay. Yeah, it was pretty close. But the catch with that, though, is at the end of Mirror's Edge's trailer, it said, "Coming when ready." I have... Every sex joke in the world right there. I have a feeling we're not going to be seeing Mirror's Edge 2 for a very long time. At least not until months after Battlefield 4, since DICE is directly involved. So... You know, I know a lot of people love Mirror's Edge 2. I was kind of, I liked the first one, but I wasn't obsessed with it. But, I'd like to see a second one. But who knows when we'll see that? There's no date. And I guess it's just something that EA didn't want to do, but DICE has made a big enough bitch fit to force them allow them to. And hi, wall.
Ow.
Yeah, and this is another checkpoint right inside of this hangar. But I failed a few times here, just kind of goofing off. I went, huh, I wonder what happens if I floor it here. Did not end so well.
Well done.
And this shows how high in the air you are. There's the rest of the map way down there.
They make you sit through that. That's funny.
You could just forge ball out or whatever, but meh.
I was hoping for like I don't know, like an area that'll kill you down there or something, so you don't have to sit there and watch yourself fall all the way to your death.
Meh, this map is too trolly for me to expect anything else. This is the very last section of the map, by the way. This is a fairly long map. And that ramp here doesn't always work like it's supposed to. It's kind of picky. It works well enough to say whatever good enough, but it could be improved, you know, a little bit more foolproof. It's interesting how he did that. Yeah, this is my first time getting through that. I'm like, alright, where do I go now? Kind of got confused for a second. And then here I decided, you know what, this is not going to work, but I'm going to floor it anyway, and it really, really didn't work. It almost worked in a fail type of way, but...
Wow.
I'm still...
Oh my god!
I'm still on the platforms until there. So now, not only am I going to die, I'm going to puke everywhere or pass out from the G's.
Oh god, you're going to puke in the helmet.
Oh god, taste it. Oh my god, it tastes terrible.
Taste it? I'd be more worried about it getting in my eyes.
Or breathing it.
Yeah, that too.
Anyway, games, because I still have games I want to talk about. So Ubisoft announced a new game, another Tom Clancy game, which should make you groan because Tom Clancy, but, you know, the games look interesting. Honestly, my first response to this, and please don't yell at me, I'm going to say positive things about this game. My first response was, Ubisoft, where the fuck is Rainbow Six Patriots? Like, for fuck's sake, that has not come out for years, and they announced it. They didn't officially announce it, it got leaked, kind of, that video. But it's like, apparently, Rainbow Six Patriots is in development hell. They don't know, we have no idea when the fuck that's ever gonna come out. So, all I want to know is I want to see another Rainbow Six game, goddammit. Vegas 2 is still one of my favorite games, and I'd love another one.
I agree with that.
But yeah, Tom Clancy's Division, I don't know what to think. Because they weren't very specific. They said it's coming out for PS4 and Xbox One, but they didn't say it's not coming out for PC. So I don't know if it's coming out for PC or not. If it's not coming out for PC, it's Ubisoft, it probably is, but if it isn't, well then fuck that game, I don't really care. I have the same feeling towards Bungie's Destiny. If it doesn't come out on PC, I have no interest at all. But yeah, I don't know what to think because they're not being specific. It looks RPG based, so I don't know if it's going to be something like Borderlands, or if it's going to be a full-out MMO. Because at the end of the trailer they said, brace for PvP. Like another party of players showed up. Which would lead me to believe that should be an MMO. But it's called The Division, so maybe it just has different divisions. So I have no idea what to think. They haven't said much about it, but it looks very interesting. That's all I can say.
It looked really good to me. When I watched it in here earlier, I was quite interested in what was going on there. I sincerely hope that it comes out for PC, because, I mean, as is... I don't have the money to, you know, just chip in and, you know, invest in a new console yet. And I kind of don't have an interest in it right now, but that game definitely has my interest, for sure.
At Ubisoft, recently they've made a pretty good job getting better at their games. For a while they were kind of going downhill. Future Soldier is a damn good example, but they've kind of redeemed themselves a little bit. And you know, they're bringing back some of the faith little by little, and I don't want to get my hopes up because I don't want them to just shit all over that faith again. But yeah, who knows? And the last thing, I want to bring up an old question. This is not related to video games in any way whatsoever. Please do ask questions down below in the comments. I will answer them when I get a chance to. We don't answer a lot of them because we tend to rant, but we answer some of them, and I guess that's what matters. What do you think of Black Sabbath's new album? I just downloaded it, and from what I have to say, this is the Black Sabbath we've known and loved. Like, nothing against Dio. I love some Dio. Dio's an amazing singer, and he makes amazing music. But there's a very distinct difference between Ozzy Black Sabbath and Dio Black Sabbath. I love both. But this is the old Black Sabbath we've come to, you know and love. This is like Paranoid. This is just like the old days. And after 35 years of Ozzy being away from Black Sabbath, he's come back. And it's the best Black Sabbath I've heard in a very, very long time. Tony Iommi's still there. Geezer's still there. It's still the old guys that we've come to know. So if you haven't bought it yet, go download that album. It seriously is one of those albums I listen to. I'm like, this legitimately makes me happy. I like metal. I've always liked metal, and it's something that I've always really liked, and I really like having this style of music come back. You know, so you lose Dio, someone who makes a tremendous amount of really, really good metal. You know, we have gotten something back, at least something. There is something good to look out of that.
I've only heard the one song that you linked me on YouTube. What was it?
God is Dead.
Yes.
Awesome title, by the way.
I liked it. I liked it a lot. Like,
And-
there's not a whole lot that you linked to me that I'll actually watch, but I was glad that I watched that.
That's pretty much how the whole album is. But yeah, this is the last race. This is the last thing ranted for quite a long time in this video. It didn't really answer a lot of questions, but hey, Halo Forge maps, enjoy it.